Hello friends, here we are in my cemetery. Here is the question. This girl has been hanging out with a guy for a few weeks now, and out of nowhere he said it's going to take him a long time to commit. He just got out of a relationship that made him feel really drained, and he's not really sure he's ready to jump back into something. And she was like, I wasn't even worried about putting labels on anything. We had just started hanging out. But she's like, now I'm wondering if I should be. I asked him if I was wasting my time. And she said that he said, no, you're not. I just wanted to be honest with you about where I was at. And she's like, part of me thinks that's fine. We'll just see how this goes. But she's like, the other part of me is starting to now freak out and wondering if this is a red flag. So she wanted to know what I would tell her to do. So I feel like most people would probably hear that and be pretty reactive and go,
oh, yeah, well, he's never gonna commit, get out of there. Like, yeah, that's a red flag, yeah.
You know? And I guess I do think it's a red flag, but I also want us to shift how reactive we are about things. If you have a check in your spirit, as my mother says, pay attention to those things, pray about those things. You know, I know I've said this a million times, but scripture talks about praying for wisdom and believing that God will give it to you. And I think sometimes we get so in these things where we want to know, is this right? Is this wrong? Do we leave it right now? Do we, you know, give grace and stay in it? But I really feel like the way we converse with people can really get to the heart of the matter. And I think there's a way to confront what he's saying to get to the root of whatever fear it is that he has. So while he's telling her, you know, no, you're not wasting your time, there's two realities. Like, he could be saying, no, you're not wasting your time because he wants some attention right now. And he wants that female companionship, but he doesn't want to commit to something. So he knows if he preemptively says, I'm not, you know, going to commit to anything, then he has an out. It's his way to get what he wants without ever having to commit because he was honest with her from the beginning. That could be his spirit. On the other hand, he could really be someone who's trying to be honest, doesn't really know how to communicate these things because he's in effect saying, I'm not going to commit to you, but he's not intending to say it that way. And so I think there's a way you can ask questions and go, you know, just wondering, you know, if you could maybe put yourself in my shoes. So we've obviously been hanging out, so there's some interest beyond friendship here. And so if you're not wanting to commit, what would you tell me to do in this situation so that I can, you know, respect myself, I can respect our time? You know, what are you essentially saying? See what he says. And then also ask him, what does commitment mean to you? Because if we're doing everything that looks like a dating relationship and we're wisely letting things progress in a natural manner, why are you preemptively saying you don't think you want to commit? And see what he says. Do you need time to think about it? If you just want shoulder to shoulder right now, I mean, I can do that. I just felt like this was a good, you know, I mean, it's us. If he's a thoughtful person, he might have just said things. I mean, those are cliche statements. You hear people say, oh, I have fear of commitment because they went through a bad relationship. But if you are genuinely and humbly asking him questions to get to the root of whatever this wound was that he had over here, he might realize, oh my goodness, like, this woman knows how to communicate. She's not attacking me. She's not freaking out because I said I'm scared to jump into a relationship. She's actually wanting to figure this out with me. That might completely shift how he feels about you. But you have to have wisdom to know if he just said some of these cliche things to protect himself and to let you know that he's a little hesitant, or if he's really someone that just wants to use you. And you have to discern that. And I would encourage you, it looks like you're seeking wisdom by asking me what I think, but I would definitely bring this to people who know you and let your friends and family get to know him as well and sense if he's someone who is just a little scared or someone who's just using you.
On the next Ask Joy, Joy officially becomes the first Tomb Raider to wear a Debbie Gibson hat.
I brought a friend in here who had never been in the cemetery before, and I was like, okay, I gotta show you my favorite spot, and it's this place, and it's always locked. He was like,
Well, just check it.
And I was like, well, it's not gonna be unlocked.
What?
And I literally lost my mind. I'm just running around like a schoolgirl.
I can't please, I'm inside, my favorite spot.
He's like,
Check the other gate.
the lock was just hanging open. I have no idea what happened. And I opened it and we went inside there. And it was literally like the best moment of my life. I didn't even know what to do with myself.